Hey awesome ones! So if you've seen my videos, you probably noticed that I wear a lot of matte foundation. Hey, those kind of foundations, they last for hours, they have great cover up, and they're pretty great most of the time. What I've been looking for lately is a dewier, more kind of glowy, natural, fresh face kind of foundation, and I found it. So I can't wait to show this kind of youthful look to you, and I'm also going to stay till the end because I'm also going to show you contouring and highlighting and all kinds of great stuff. It all starts in just a few seconds. So to begin with, I don't have any foundation on, no concealer. I do have a primer on, and I'm using this Revlon primer on my face, which goes on before you put on the foundation. Also, I'm going to be talking about a lot of things in this video. And oh, by the way, if you kind of like what I do with my eyes, I'm going to put a link to a video at the very end of this video. And especially if you have those hooded eyes happening, that's going to be a great video for you to watch. But we didn't want to make this too long, so we didn't include the eye makeup. All right, but what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about concealer. I'm going to talk about, how do we get this dewy, kind of glowy, fresh-faced look. The foundation that I'm using, a concealer, as I already mentioned, blush, and also highlighter. So let's get right into it. And for the concealer underneath your eyes, I really love this from Benefit. It's called Boing. And my color is number 2. And you'll see on this that it really is a hydrating kind of concealer. The color is in the middle of it. And then around it is the moisturizer. So, I usually am teaching you about a matte kind of concealer that covers up everything, but I'm getting a lot more wrinkles these days, and I'm finding that if I don't moisturize under here and I just put like a thick matte concealer, it shows up the wrinkles so much more, so we don't want that. All right, so let's apply this concealer, and I'm using this brush here to put on the concealer, just sort of tapping a little bit in here. And I'm simply going to brush underneath my eyes. If you can see that maybe with a bit of a close-up, you can see what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to be using my fingers a lot in this video, and I'm just going to smooth that out that way. And again, for the sake of time, I'll do the other side off camera. All right, now you may be asking yourself, okay, so that's fine for there, but I got these purpley parts, I have this, this other area here with my age spots. What do we do with that? And I'm going to be using the matte concealer. This is from Estee Lauder, and because it will really give me that double wear coverage that I like. And this number, which one is this one? This is light medium that I use in the Estee Lauder double wear. So what I'm going to do, it has its own applicator like this, and I'm just going to go into the purpley part. You see that, how it's purple in there? And I just sort of go inside here, and then I take my little brush and just kind of get rid of that. It also kind of brightens up my eyes a little bit so it's not so dark. Now, what about the age spots? Again, I've got full coverage with this. Just going to do my paint by numbers, really, and I'm going to go ahead with that. Now, I have made sure that this color is very similar to the new foundation that I have. That's actually looking a little bit. Smooth it out if it gets a little bit too thick there. All right, and don't forget, if you have the age spots on your hands, you can just do a presto change-o with those and hide those little age spots. Hide those little age spots too with a little bit of concealer. Nobody will know. How old do you think I am? Anyway. So you want to let the concealer dry a little bit, and check out my hands. I really covered up those age spots, which is a very good thing to look youthful. All right, so I tried and I looked at all different kinds of foundations, and I did find one that I like from Shiseido, and this is called Shiseido, I think I'm pronouncing that right, Synchro Sun Glow Luminizing Fluid Foundation. So that's what I found here. Now, a lot of you, and I know myself too, I always thought Shiseido makeup and skincare was super expensive, but this isn't really that expensive. I mean, when you think about how much you use, I use a lot less with this because I'm not applying so much with a sponge. So I did find it on Amazon for, well, some of them are on sale for less than $40. So I'm going to have the links below, and you can find those there. It's from Amazon.com. And also, a lot of you say to me, hey, I really like your jewelry, and today I'm wearing the Heather necklace from Cara Lily Finery, and I'm going to have links below for this necklace as well. And don't forget to use the promo code AWESOMEOver50 to get 10% off. There's all kinds of details below on that one as well. So the color of the foundation that I'm using is Rose/Rose 2. I like this also because it has the little pump with it, so that's really nice to use. All I'm going to do is put a couple of squirts here. It's a fairly thin consistency, and I'm going to use my fingers to kind of, I want a natural glow. I almost want my natural skin to kind of shine through. So we're just going to do a little bit up here with my fingers. See how nicely that just sort of forms out? I still am getting coverage. I'm still getting, covering up any, what do they call it? Imperfections. Yes, imperfections. I got a few of those. Anyway, and I'm just going to go down my nose here. Maybe pat the nose a little bit, you know. I was a freckle girl when I was a kid. How many of you were freckle girls? I'd like to know. I always wonder if you were a freckle girl, if you get more age spots, because, I don't know. Let's find out. All right, so underneath here, again, I'm just going to use my fingers. And a little bit, see these can you see my marionette lines? Imperfections. I'm not going to get a lot of makeup in there because I find that those creases, I don't want those creases, so I just kind of bypass them a little bit there. All right, so I've basically done the whole kind of T-zone down here, and I'm going to put just a touch to kind of get up to where the concealer was there, just a touch there. And a little touch there. Okay, now what about all these age spots that I really tried hard to cover up? Well, I want to cover them up a little bit more. If I just kind of rub them with my fingers, I'm going to take all that concealer off that I already put on. So I'm going to use a little sponge like this. You can use a beauty blender if you like. And this is where I'm going to pat. I don't get wrinkles here, so I'm okay here. Just pat it on, and it's going to dry. It looks a little off right now, but it will dry. Just to those marionette lines. And then over here as well. Just pat it on, move it up to here, and cover up those spots. Just a little dab will do ya. Do you remember what commercial that was from? Put it in the comments. Now, if this was a regular kind of morning for me putting on my makeup, while this was drying, I would be putting on my eye makeup and it would all kind of work out. But it's dried up now, and what I want to do first of all is show you some contouring. So I am using, this is from Tarte, and it's a blush, and it's called Expose. That's the color that I'm using here. Now, since I'm going for kind of a pink kind of look, or more of a fresh face, I'm not going for the super bronzy look. I'm going to be using this not only for my blush, but also for my contour as well. So I'm using a contour brush like I think it's time to wash my brush. Anyway, like this one here, and I'm just going to go in here, and again I'll just do one side. I'm going to go down the side like that, just kind of highlighting my cheekbones a little bit. Underneath, we're not going to call them jowls, we're going to call them the lower chin area. I'm going to do a little bit of contouring there, a little bit of contouring here. And did you know, I've said this before, but in case you're new, our nose grows, our ears grow as we age, and how lucky are we for that? Anyway, so the magic of contouring comes in handy. I'm just using a brush like this one here, and I'm going down the sides of my nose, kind of thinning it out a little bit, and this will help thin it out. As you can see, it's very, very subtle. You don't really notice it, but it's just enough. Now, what about the blush? So I want to use the same color for the blush, and I'm very, very going to carefully just kind of put a little bit of rosiness onto my cheeks. I'm going to do the other side, and I'll be right back. Oh, so I almost forgot. I also want to sort of even out the color a bit, so I'll just put a little brush here, and brush here of blush so that, you know, I'm not really pale down the middle of my face. So now let's talk about, we're getting a nice shine right now, but we still want a little bit more of a glow. Now, a lot of times when women put on highlighter, they're kind of overdoing it. We don't want to just cake on highlighter, because if you do that, you're going to get the cakiness. You're going to look aged and older, because anything that's cakey makes those wrinkles really show up. So what I have here is a highlighter. It is from Too Faced, and this one is called Fancy Pink Diamond, and it is in a very fancy kind of container here. So I'm just going to use a brush like this, and again, very, very carefully, I'm just going to put a little bit of highlighter here, just kind of touch it on there. A little bit of highlighter here on my forehead. And you know what? That's about it. And as I come closer maybe to the camera, I think you can see that I've got kind of a nice glow on my face, but I'm not quite finished yet. So that's the kind of shine that I want. But as the day kind of goes along, there are other shines that I don't want. Right now I do have a little bit of a shine underneath my eyes, since I used a moisturizer and a cream. I know as the day gets longer, I'm going to also have a shiny nose, and sometimes my upper lip gets a little bit shiny. So I have talked to you before about the Revlon AntiShine, but a lot of you are saying, hey, I can't find it anymore. I think they discontinued it. So, da-da-da-da, Heather to the rescue. They have a new and improved, says it right there, new and improved, Revlon Photo Ready Translucent Powder. And I know this is available everywhere, and I'll have a link for it below. And what it is, it's not like a powder you usually see. You know, it's usually sort of a beige colors. No, we've got, let me see if I can open this. We've got a very kind of transparent or translucent kind of powder here with a little brush. So let me just show you how, I don't know if the camera's going to tell you how this or show you how this works, but I just put it underneath here, and the shine is gone, but it's so light. There's no cakiness, and don't overdo it. Just dab it on. And if you find that, you know, you need a little bit of color, maybe what you can do is just put a little bit of that blush powder inside and kind of mix it up. I usually do that. There's a little bit of blush color on this right now. And just sort of go like that. Your nose. And the nice thing about this is it's really compact ready. You can also just throw that in your purse, and you're ready for when you don't want to shine in certain places, but you're still glowing, girl. And that is the whole thing. You know, makeup is a wonderful thing, and I know a lot of grandmothers would say, you know, put a little bit of rouge on, put a little bit of lipstick on. And well, talking about lipstick, where's my lipstick right now? Kind of complete the look, and this is from Lancome, and I'll have a link for that below too. But You know, this was a really quick kind of makeup to do, and I feel like, especially when I've my hair isn't straightened today, it's kind of just out there. Maybe I'm going to wear like a bohemian kind of look today. I'm feeling natural, I'm feeling free, and this makeup is really, you know, just an answer to all that. And talking about glowing, you know, I love doing these videos for you. The beauty, the hair, the fashion, the self-care videos. And for all of you that have subscribed to this channel, like I just turned 80,000, and I'm just so happy and I'm so inspired. And if you're not a subscriber, don't forget to click below and also click on that bell, and you'll be sure to be notified when the videos are up. But you know, as a former model, you would think that I'm just like, oh no, I'm aging, what do I do? But I decided to embrace this chapter of my life, and yep, I'm seeing the wrinkles, I'm seeing the age spots, I'm seeing the gray and silver hair, but I don't care. I'm embracing it. And as I'm going along and finding ways to put on a little rouge and a little bit of lipstick, I really want to share that with you. So thank you for all of you for helping me make this milestone of 80,000. It means so much to me, and you know, just I'm so happy that you're along for the journey. The more the merrier. And talking about somebody who's along for the journey, let's go get Hurricane. So here he is, and when he comes on the scene, he reminds me to talk to you about upcoming videos. And don't forget, we have another channel over at youtube.com/awesomeover50inspiration, where you can find videos on food and fun and, well, being stuck at home these days. There's lots over there. And also on this channel, I am going to be, probably within the next 2 weeks, I'm doing the kind of unboxing video. I've bought a lot of fashion lately from Amazon, and I want to share that with you. You know, these days we have to do a lot more online shopping, so I really hope that you like that video. And as for glowing, you know, these days we've just got to really make the most of it. So what I want you to do is, you go ahead, rock this world, you glow girl, and keep it awesome.